true. The time before when people used to look fat and round, it wasn't associated with health. It was associated with what they call bagay bell. You have money, you could eat 3 times, 4, 5 times a day because poverty used to be associated with what is on your table. So before it used to be something that was it used to be rich if you could buy soft drinks. You know, not everybody used to have soft drink at their home. You only used to buy soft drink as Christmas coming there. You buy a case of soft drink and people drink soft drink Christmas, Easter, and holidays. You understand that? But it wasn't a sign of health. It was a sign of what we call status, social status. Now, when you're looking at from that time, whereby you might have had one person in a community that was one, or go say by bell. Nowadays, every single person you see, I'm seeing a sister in the studio there with me right now, and she's looking slim, relatively. Yeah, yeah, relatively. But the majority, if I put her in a crowd in rows when I'm walking, she would stand out. Why? Because every other woman, the majority of them, is considerably overweight. So what I'm saying is that the main point I'm getting to, my dear host, is that the drugs that they are going to give these children and the drugs that they are giving you to bring down your blood pressure, what is it that we are doing? How do we know that they are working? Because we are seeing now evidence coming out on the international media, Times, New York Times, CNN, of the drug companies, and many of the drugs, as I said yesterday, that are prescribed to people right here in Dominica. I mean, when you go to medical school, just go online and you look at the research on the drugs. For instance, I said lisinopril. Mostly everybody here on high blood pressure have lisinopril. You understand? And atenolol. And all these drugs here, when you go and you read about it, it states that it is not effective for African Caribbean people. So here we are, we're saying, okay, this is already happening. This is already happening. It's happening, man. I mean, drugs that have been pulled off the shelf. Avandia was pulled off the shelf for years, even before it got off the shelf of some of these third world countries. That's a diabetic drug. Now, when you look at that now, we're saying, how is it that we are gonna treat the children with these conditions? Are you going to start to just give these children the same drugs that are proven not to be good? Or are we going to say, let's analyze the cause of the problem, which is the lifestyle, the diet, you understand, and begin to implement changes within the way that we think and the way that we eat, and even laws within the country. Because right now in America, McDonald's cannot sell the Happy Meals to the children anymore in some states. Why? Because they saw that it was causing childhood obesity. In the public schools, you cannot sell any sodas, you cannot sell any junk foods. You have to put a specific serving size of vegetables now in many of the schools in America. Why? Because they are seeing that. Now, if we are in the so-called third world country, we are getting all the generic medicines, sometimes even trial medicines, and people don't even feel comfortable to discuss it and say, doc, I took a pill, but after I took the pill, I got blue. They'll say, boy, they're afraid to go and tell the doctor because the next doctor might think that no, you have to tell the doctor in order that he could give you better quality treatment, because that is his job. If you go to a mechanic to fix a car, left in the couple motocar vie quasi. O ka di mechanic la feta faili. O kopan, suka pay pour courant left in pa hen courant. O ka di activate dom lek yo pa ba courant. But if it is that you are going to a doctor and you're not getting results, it's just like taking your car to a mechanic. You just fix the brakes, but yet still, brother man, I fix the brakes, but you will have to buy this every day to put inside of the car to make sure the brakes is not fixed. We are not solving the problem. So you have to analyze it and make people accountable. Accountability will give us a better quality health, or what do you say, well-being. So that's why today at the Fort Young Hotel, I'm going to be showing the drugs that they use now, like your amlodipine, your metformin, your Lipitor, what they are used for, and what herbs it is that we could use in place of these drugs that could give you much better results than these drugs could ever give you. And the best thing is that it grows wild in Dominica. You could just walk up the road and pick some Japana. Everybody tell me that they have poor circulation. I say, hey, use Zeb Chapatier. Oh, that growing wild behind my house, You understand? Because you all have all these things, and people spend so much money buying these things, and you have it for free in the nature isles of the Caribbean. Yes, sister.